Rajastamo bhava Kamalobhadayaschaye Eta etar anavidham Stitam sattve prasidati. At the time loving devotional service is established in the heart, the modes of passion, rajas, and ignorance, tamas, and lust and desire, kama, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes happy.
Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobhadayaschaye cheta etai ranavidham sitam satte prasidati. So, the principle is that we have to place our mind or consciousness in the Satoguna. That is the first business. Because the material world means Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamo. Satoguna is the qualification of pure Brahman. Sama, Dama, Titikha, Arjava, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikam, Brahma Karma Svabhava. Satoguna. These are the symptoms of Satoguna. Without coming to the platform of Satoguna or Brahminical qualification, one cannot make any advance in spiritual life. Therefore, in our Krishna consciousness movement, we first of all bring anyone to the platform of Brahmana. Therefore, at the time of second initiation, we offer the sacred thread to recognize him that he is now Brahman. Without becoming a Brahmana, nobody can become a Vaishnava. Or when one is Vaishnava, it is to be understood that he is also Brahman. The common word in India it is said, Brahmana Vaishnava. Brahmana should become Vaishnava, or one who is Vaishnava is already a Brahman. Brahma janati iti Brahman. So, a Vaishnava not only knows Brahma, but he knows Paramatma and he knows Bhagavan. Brahma janati iti Brahman. Simply by knowing Brahma, one can become a Brahman. But a Vaishnava, not only he knows what is Brahma, but he knows further what is Paramatma and what is Bhagavan. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabha. The absolute truth is present in three features, Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The Brahma realization is the first. Aham Brahmasmi, that is the self-realization. I am not this body. Aham Brahmasmi. That is called Brahma Bhuta stage. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. That is the statement in the Bhagavad Gita. Here is also it is stated that Sthitam Satte Prasiditi. Everyone is hankering after how to be peaceful in mind. Everyone says, Swamiji, kindly say how I can get peace of mind. The peace of mind, how it can be attained, is stated here. Sthitam satte prasidati. If you fix up in Satoguna, not in the Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Tamoguna is the life of the Kurmis. Tamoguna and Rajoguna also. Rajoguna is actually Kurmis. And Satagam is the life of Jnanis. And after coming to the Satagam, being peaceful in mind, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, you have to come to the platform of Satagam, then you will be Prasannatma. Prasanna means happy mood of life. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, what is the happy mood of life? Na sochati, na kankati. He does not lament. He does not hanker. Here in the material world, we are hankering. We want this dhanam dehi, rupam dehi, jaso dehi, vibhuti, bhajjang dehi, dehi dehi. That is hankering. This is not the stage of Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta stage means no sochati, no kankati. He does not hanker. Neither he laments. Then samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti ravati param. Then bhakti begins when actually you are in peace of mind. A disturbed mind cannot execute devotional service. Therefore, in the beginning, if somebody all of a sudden becomes a Vaishnava and in a solitary place and chanting, there is cheating. How can chant? You cannot, because your mind is not fixed up. Your mind is not sutati, not kankati. Unless you are purified, your mind is always disturbed. That is the material condition. The mind must be disturbed. Sada samudvigna dhiyam. Prahlad Maharaj said, that is the material symptom. What is the material symptom? Always full of anxiety. Sada samudvigna dhiyam. Why? Asadgrahat. Because he has accepted the temporary position, asat. Asat means which will not exist. Here everything will not exist. This body, it will not exist. But I have taken this body as everything. I am Indian, I am American, I am the father of this family, I am the manager of the so big business, and so on. Asadgraha. But everything concentrated on this body. So he must be full of anxiety. Asadgraha. He accepted this body as fact, but it is not fact. Similarly, the whole world. Asadgraha, samadvigna dhiyam. This is a very nice question. Hiranyakashipu asked his son, Prahlad Maharaj, my dear boy, what you have learned the best thing? You are a student. He said, the sadhu manne asura varja. He addressed his father, he addressed him as asura varja, the best of the asuras. He did not address him as father, but he said, my dear, the best of the asuras. Tanmanne sadhu asura varja. Sada samudvigna dhiyam asadgraha. Hityatma ghatam griyayanda kupam. Banangato jad harimasaya. That is the best thing. One is rotting in this family life, which is just like a blind well. Andaku. Atma ghatam. Just like a man falls in the blind well. He has no other alternative than to die crying. That's all. So, he advises, hitva, just give it up. Hitya atmaghatam andakupam griya andakupam. Then where shall I go? Banangato, go to Vrindavan or in the forest. Then how shall I dig? Now, harimasrayeta. Just take shelter of Krsna, Hari. He will give you protection. This is the instruction of Prahlad Maharaj. So, here Bhagavad says, Tada. Tada means at that time. At that time, when? It is in the previous verse, it has been explained that nastaprayeshu avadreshu nittam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naisthiki. At that time, when you are fixed up in devotional service, at that time, tada, not otherwise. If you have no connection with devotional service, if you are attached to karma, jnana, yoga, you cannot be fixed up. Therefore Chaitanya Charitamrita says, bhukti, mukti, siddhi kame, sakali asanta. Here we require Tada sitam satte prasidati. Prasidati means peace of mind, fully satisfied. But bhukti, mukti, siddhi kame, at Chaitanya, they cannot have peace of mind. It is not possible. Bhukti means, karmis, that trying to enjoy this material, more money, more honor, more eating, more and more. That is called bhukti. They are not satisfied by enjoying. On this planet, they perform various kinds of yajnas so that they may be promoted to the higher planetary system, Sarvaloka or Janaloka, Mahaloka, like that. But Krishna says, Abrahma Bhuvanaloka. You rascal, you are trying to be promoted to the higher planetary system for more and more material enjoyment. Certainly, there is thousands and thousands times more material comforts in the heavenly planets, in the Chandaloka. In the Chandaloka, they are trying to go into Chandaloka. But according to Shastra, if one goes to Chandaloka, he gets 10,000 of years his duration of life and enjoy. So certainly there are many times more comfortable life, standard of life very, very high in the heavenly other planetary system. But Krishna says that any one of the planet you can go, but the material disease will not be relieved. The material disease, janma mrityu jara vyadhi. We cannot understand. This is our real disease. Repetition of birth, janma, and repetition of death, janma mrityu jara vyadhi, and repetition of becoming old, and bad, a reputation of being affected by various types of disease. So therefore, intelligent man should see that even if I go to the Brahmaloka, when Brahma was asked by Hiranyakashipu, give me immortality, sir. He said, I am myself not immortal, how can I give you immortality? The Abrahma Bhuvana Lokan Punaravartin Arjuna. Krishna advised Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, if you go to the Brahma Loka, many millions of years duration of life, still you have to die. So that is the standard of highest perfection. If you do not die, if you do not take birth, if you know what are the miserable condition of birth, to remain within the womb of the mother, not only to remain, nowadays, modern advanced civilization, they are being killed by the mother. Not only abortion, but they are being killed. Now the Western world is very familiar with these things. You just imagine, first of all, you have to remain within the mother womb, head down, packed up condition. You cannot move 10 months, and that is also not secure. Within the mother's womb you are not secure. At any moment the doctor may advise that kill the child. So, these are the miserable condition of birth, but we do not remember them. We have to know it from the Shastra. So, similarly, at the time of death, coma, nowadays, it is a very common disease. For 7 days, 15 days is unconscious, crying. So, this is the miserable condition of death. This is the miserable condition of birth. And between birth and death, there are so many miserable conditions. This old age, this disease, so many calamities, catastrophes. Then still we do not want to make a solution of this problem. And the solution is very simple. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Janma karmam dibbam jujanati tattva. If we simply know Krishna, what is Krishna? Why does he come? Why he works like ordinary man? Janma karmam dibbam jujanati tattva. In truth, in actual fact, not that Krishna was born in Mathura and then he was taken to Vrindavan. This is also knowing, but still you know what is Krishna. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddhaya jatatam apisidhyana kaschid bhektiman tattva. It is very difficult to understand Krishna. Tattva, not superficial, but in fact. So, Krishna says, Janma karmam dibbam jo janati tattva. So, one who understands Krishna in truth, he becomes free. Takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. These things are there. So why don't you be serious to study Krishna, to understand Krishna? But to understand Krishna, it will require Krishna's mercy. Without Krishna's mercies, so how you get Krishna's mercies? Tesam satadayuktanam bhajatam apriti purvakam buddhi yogam dadami jinamam upajati. One can understand Krishna by being constantly engaged in his service. Tesam satadayuktanam. Not that weekly once go to the church. No, 24 hours. Sadhata engaged in Krishna's service. That is Krishna consciousness movement. We are teaching people how to become 24 hours engaged in Krishna's service. This is our business. We don't allow karma, jnana, yoga, no. Simply. And that is Krishna bhakti. Jnana karma vanavrita. There is no question of jnana and karma. That is not pure bhakti. Pure bhakti means annavilasita sunno. Jnana karma dhanabhita. Anukullena Krishnanusivana. Simply to serve Krishna favorably. As Krishna becomes pleased. This is bhakti. This is pure bhakti. So this Krishna consciousness movement therefore teaching pure devotional service to Krishna. That is all problem. So how one can come to that stage, that is being explained in this portion of the Bhagavad. That Simnatana Sapada Krishna Punna Savana Kirtana. Just hear, you haven't got to do anything more. Just hear about Krishna. Simnatana Sapada. Then everything will be clear. Gradually. This is our purpose. The center is giving charge that you come here and hear about. We don't make any flattery to satisfy the whims of the audience. We speak from Srimad Bhagavatam, we speak from Bhagavad Gita and present them as it is, without any adulteration. This is our business. If you like, then you make progress. If you don't like, that is your option. But we cannot make any compromise. We must present the Shastra as it is. And when it is difficult, everything is explained here. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. You have to attend Bhagavat class and serve the Bhagavat person. Nityam, daily. If you cannot, that is a different thing. But this is the process. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nasta prayeshu avadreshu. This conclusion comes when one is partially advanced, nasta prayeshu, not fully. Then it will come. He will be ready to serve Bhagavatam. Bhagavad, person Bhagavat and the book Bhagavat. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke. Bhakti Bhavati Naisthiki. Nishtha I have explained already yesterday. Tada at that time, when you are fixed up, now I shall devote my life in Krishna consciousness. When you come to this conclusion, Nityam, that will come. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Bhakti Bhavati Naisthiki, not deviation. But not this worship, that worship, this worship, this worship. Kamasthastha hitagyana jajanti annadevata. Those who are worshipping other demigods, that is recommended for the less intelligent class. Tad bhavati alpamedhasam. These things are recommended for the persons who are less intelligent, whose brain is packed up with cow dung, not intelligent person. Intelligent person, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sarva. That is intelligent. So, when one comes to this conclusion, bhakti bhavati naisthiki. Bhakti where? Not that bhakti to this God, that God, not. Bhagavati, unto the Supreme Personality of God. Bhakti bhavati naisthiki. Without any disturbance. Tada, at that time. Tada, what is the result? Rajastama bhava. There are three bhavas. Rajagun bhava, stamagun bhava and shatagun bhava. So, as soon as you come to the platform of devotional service, the two inferior qualities, namely Rajagun and Tamagun, they become finished. Simply Shatagun remains, because there are three gunas. If two gunas are finished, no more useful, then the other one is there. Tada rajastama bhava. What are the symptoms of rajatama bhava? Kama and lobha. Those who are infected with this rajastama bhava, they are very lusty, greedy, lowly. They are not satisfied. The modern civilization is based on rajastama bhava. Nobody is satisfied. Everyone is greedy and lust. Kama lobha dayastute. Kama. So long you are lusty, so long you are greedy, there is no question of devotion and service. There is no question of advancement in spiritual life. So therefore you have come to the platform of Satagun, where simply knowledge, there is no other thing, ignorance or greediness, only knowledge. So at that time it is said, Cheta etai anavidham, because everything is within the heart. We become greedy, we become lusty on account of distortion of the heart disease. Kama, tada rivalupa kama apahinati. That is a heart disease. This kama and lobha is a heart disease. Actually you don't require it, but it is a kind of disease, more and more and more and more and more, and never satisfied. So, we have to cure this disease. And this process, simple process, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. Cheta Darpana Marjanam. to cure the heart disease of lusty desires and greediness is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Parama Vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtana. These are the shastric injunctions spoken by personalities like Lord Chaitanya and other acharyas. So you have to follow. Mahajana Jena Gadasya Pantha. Don't follow rascals and fools, then it will be useless, waste of time. Follow the great acharyas. Acharyavan Purusha Veda. One who is acharyavan, who has accepted acharya, he knows. Others all are fools, rascals. Acharya. Acharya upasanam. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said. Amanitam adadmitam ahimsa khantiyajavam acharya upasana. You have to, first of all, worship the acharya. Tad vijnanatham sa gurumeva vidachet. Guru and acharya, same thing. So, these are the process. Mahajana Jina. You cannot manufacture your ways of thinking. What you are? You are most insignificant living entity, and without following the acharyas, without following the Mahajan, without following the Shastra, how you can teach? But people are doing that. Without being followed by the Acharya, without being followed by the Shastra, they become Guru, they become Swami, they become Yogi. It is useless. You cannot get. Here are the process. Process is given. Tada rajastama bhava. Kama. Tada means when you are fixed up in devotional side. Then you can get out of these infection. These are infection. It is so dangerous infection. Infection anyone can understand nowadays, scientifically. If you infect some disease, you have to suffer. You cannot escape. You infect today somehow or other. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday it will come out. It is called kutastha, holonamo, prarabdha, papa beej. Papa beej remains as seed, kutastha. Then it is fructifying, holonamo, then you suffer, prarabdha. This is called prarabdha karma, infection. You are under the complete subjugation of nature. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvas. This gunai, the Prakriti is forcing him to work because you have infected a kind of guna. Karanam gunasamvasya sadasad juni janmus. Karana, why one man is born, one living entity is born as very rich man and one is born as a dog. Sat asat, joni, joni means mother and bija means father. Jatha jani, jatha bija. So every living entity is born, bija and joni, father and mother. So why there are varieties? Nature is working, why not one kind of living entity? No. Sadasad janma jonishu. There are 8,400,000 of species. One has to take tatha dehantar prapti. You have to change. But why one is in the lower grade birth, why is in higher grade? Na karanam guna sangas. This guna, sadaguna, rajaguna. So you have to give up the association of rajaguna and tamaguna. Then there is question of progress. Otherwise it is simply bluff. Therefore, in our society we say, don't associate, don't be infected by this rajagun tamo, this meat eating and illicit sex life and drinking and gambling. They are a rajagun tamo. Kama loka. You see, there is a big race ground, gambling, tamago. They are going there. Thousands and thousands of people are going there for gambling. This is tamoguna. Why? Lobha. I must get more money. I must get more. Roh. Kama lobha. So you have to get out of all this entanglement. Then there is spiritual life. Otherwise don't talk of spiritual life. This is fact. Tada. Tada means when you are fixed in devotional service. Tada. Kama lobha. Dayastaji. Tada rajasuna bhava. We have to get rid of this rajaguna and tamaguna. We have to be fixed in sataguna, pure light. Then, sthita satte prasidati. If you are situated in the sataguna, then you will be peace of mind. And that is Krishna Bhakti. That is explained in the Chaitanya Chaitanya. Bhukti mukti siddhigami sakali asant. Krishna Bhakta nishkam. Ataev shant. Krishna Bhakta, he does not desire anything. Krishna Bhakta says, I don't mind. Yeah, I am born low born. That is because he chant Hare Krishna, low born or high born, he has nothing to do. If one is engaged in devotional service, it doesn't matter whether he is low born or high born. As soon as he takes to devotional service, he becomes above low born and high born. Sagunan samutittaitan brahma bhujayata. He is in the Brahma platform. So in this way, as they are stated in the Shastra, if you follow, there is step by step. First beginning is Sinnatam Sakata Krishna. Try to hear Krishna's message. That is Bhagavad Gita as it is. You hear it, you understand it. What is the difficult? Sinnatam Sakata. Don't misinterpret. Hear it as it is. Krishna says, Manmana bhavamad bhakta madjaliman namaskuru. Hear it and execute it. Where is the difficult? But we shall not execute, we shall not hear, we shall not act according to the instruction given. That is our misfortune. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says, Etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi duddaiva idrishi maha iha janinandra. You are so merciful that in this age you have incarnated, you have descended in your name, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. And in the name there is all potencies. Parasha Shakti Bindayosya. There are multi-potencies of the Supreme Personality of God. All the potencies are there in the holy name of the Lord. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Tattva Niyamita Smaranena Kala. This Kalpatra. There is no distinction. Anywhere, either in England or in Vrindavan or in Calcutta, you can chant Hare Krishna. Niyamita Smarana. No Kala Kala Vichar. Yeah, this is Asuddhaka, this is Suddhaka. Any time, Kirtaniya Sadhari. You have to chant only Hare Krishna. So, this opportunity is there. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Etadrishi tava kripa. My Lord, you are so kind. You have given us this chance. Duddhaiva idrishi maha janinara. But I am so unfortunate. I have no attraction for this chanting Hare Krishna. This is our position. So if you are serious about peace of mind, if you are serious about advancement in spiritual culture, spiritual life, then you must follow what is there in the Shastra and spoken by Krishna himself, spoken by Lord Chaitanya himself, then life is successful. Thank you very much.
Hare